Good morning and welcome to the weekly business meeting of the South Carolina Public Service Commission. It is Wednesday, October 20th. Let's take a roll call of commissioners before we begin. Virtually, we have Commissioner Irvin, present in the hearing room. We have Commissioner Powers, Commissioner Caston, Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Carolee Williams, and Commissioner Belser. Our Chairman Williams is absent today on leave. Before we begin, would you please join me for a moment of silent reflection? Thank you. Mr. Butler.
Yes, Madam Vice Chair and fellow commissioners, good morning. The first item of business would be to set the next commission business meeting. Staff would recommend that the next meeting be scheduled for Wednesday, October 27th, 2021 at 11 a.m.
Our next meeting will be next Wednesday, October 27th at 11 a.m.
Thank you. Madam Vice Chair, moving into the utilities agenda, item number 1 is under docket number 2019-212E, and it has to do with a review of the community solar programs established by Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated.
Commissioners, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Powers.
I move that the commission find that all appropriate review of Dominion Energy South Carolina's community solar programs pursuant to South Carolina Code Section 584140B1 has been conducted and the docket be closed. Should Dominion Energy wish to apply to expand its existing community solar programs or to add new community solar programs, it may file an application. The commission shall establish a new docket in proceeding for such consideration. I further move that this docket be closed.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Powers. Any questions or discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Williams.
I just want to note that I'm recused from this item and will not be voting.
Thank you. We'll note that recusal. Hearing no further discussion, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin. Commissioner Irvin, we can't hear you. Is it our end or your end? You're muted.
Aye.
There we go. Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion passes.
Item number 2 is docket number 2021-91E. This is the Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC's request for approval of an amended petition for limited waivers and a request for approval of updated service regulations.
Commissioners, you've heard the item. Any motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin.
Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC have jointly filed a request for a limited waiver for a portion of the company's code of conduct, approve the company's quarterly budget billing plan, and approve updates for the company's service regulations to allow the companies to fully implement the Customer Connect platform. ORS has reviewed all of these requested waivers, changes, and requested approvals, and Office of Regulatory Staff does not object to any of these requests. Therefore, I move the commission, 1, grant the request for approval of DEP's updated service regulations, included as attachment 3 to the amended application, which will allow DEP to omit monthly metering readings for customers on interval bill rates. 2, grant the request for approval of their updated service regulations, included as attachments 3 and 4 to its amended application, which will standardize the monthly billing period so that proration of fixed charges occurs when the billing month includes fewer than 26 days or more than 34 days. 3, grant the request for a limited waiver of section
Com-
subsection A and B of the company's code of conduct to allow for automated review of a customer's payment history where the customer is transferring service from one Duke Energy electric utility jurisdiction to another. 4, grant the company's request to extend remittance period for non-residential customers from 15 days to 25 days. 5, approve the company's quarterly budget billing plan. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion passes.
Madam Vice Chair and other members of the commission, item number 3 also has to do with docket number 2021-91E, but a different aspect. Before the commission today also is a request for approval of the two companies' revert to owner program.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Commissioners, do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin?
DEC and DEP have requested approval of revisions to the revert to owner program agreements. This is a program which allows landlords who own rental properties, including single-family, multifamily, or commercial properties, to avoid a lapse of service by automatically placing electric service and/or outdoor light accounts back into the landlord's name when a tenant voluntarily vacates the property. The Office of Regulatory Staff has reviewed the proposed changes to the program and does not oppose these changes requested by the companies. I would note that this request does not involve any changes to the retail rates or prices. Accordingly, I move that the commission grant the request of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC for the revisions in their respective revert to owner programs. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 is in docket number 2021-320E. Before the commission is a request for acceptance for filing of the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Progress LLC and Cotton Solar LLC, along with a request for confidential treatment of the agreement.
Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
thank you. I move that the commission accept as information the power purchase agreement, or the agreement between Duke Energy Progress LLC and Cotton Solar LLC, and that the commission grant the request for confidential treatment of the agreement. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 5 is under docket number 2019-290WS, having to do with the application of Blue Granite Water Company for approval of adjustments in rates. At this time, staff is presenting to the commission for its consideration the Office of Regulatory Staff's request for the commission to allow time for settlement discussions before establishing a procedural schedule.
Commissioners, do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Powers?
thank you. Following remittiture of this matter to the Commissioner from the South Carolina Supreme Court, the Office of Regulatory Staff wrote the Commission on September 23rd, 2021 to advise it is in discussion with the parties on the 4 issues remanded for further action by the Commission. ORS requests that the Commission allow ORS and the parties time for resolution discussions. ORS proposed that it would provide the Commission with a status update on settlement discussions within 45 days if an agreement had not been reached. I move that the Commission hold further action in this matter in abeyance and that the Commission grant ORS and the parties 45 days from September 23rd, 2021, which would be November 7th, 2021, to provide a status report on their discussions. I so move.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Powers. Any questions or discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
out of an abundance of caution, I'll recuse myself on this item as I have done similar in the past.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. We will note that recusal. Hearing no discussion, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is under docket number 2020-239S. Before the commission today is the request by the company Condor Environmental Incorporated for confidential treatment of certain information to be presented for the commission towards its performance bond.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Commissioners, do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
on October 24th, 2021, Condor Environmental Incorporated filed a motion seeking protective treatment of certain commercially sensitive financial information to be filed under seal. Condor submits the personal information statement of Brad Weaver, who is acting as a surety to satisfy the company's requirement to post a performance bond pursuant to Regulation 103-512-3.3. This information is of a personal nature, and such disclosure would constitute an unreasonable invasion of privacy. There is no opposition to this request. I move that the Commission grant the request for confidential treatment of Mr. Weaver's financial statement.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
I vote aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 is under docket number 2009-52G. Before the commission today is a request for approval of an agreement for transportation service with firm gas standby between Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated and James Hardy Building Products Incorporated.
Commissioners, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. I move that the Commission approve the agreement for the transportation service with firm gas standby between Dominion Energy South Carolina and James Hardy Building Products Incorporated. The contract was provided to ORS and filed with the Commission within 7 days of execution, and approval of the contract is in the public interest.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
I vote aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 8 is under 2 dockets, Madam Vice Chair. These would be dockets number 2021-143E and 2021-144E. Duke Energy Progress LLC and Duke Energy Carolinas LLC have requested approval of a Smart Saver Solar's energy efficiency program. There are a number of pretrial motions that have been filed in this docket, including but not limited to the Office of Regulatory Staff's motion requesting oral argument. They've also filed a motion for summary judgment, and there are various other pretrial motions that have been filed at this time in this docket, and at this time we present those to the commission for their consideration.
Commissioners,
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the motion for oral argument be granted and that all outstanding motions from all moving parties be heard at the beginning of the merits hearing in this case, which is presently scheduled for Thursday, October 28, 2021 at 10 a.m. I further move that all parties must file and serve any outstanding written responses to motions by noon on Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, if such responses have not already been filed.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Any questions or discussion? We will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Vice Chair and other commissioners, that does complete the utilities agenda for today. Moving on to our motor carriers agenda. Item number 1 is a request of Venture Transports LLC to cancel its Class C charter certificate number 9228.
Commissioners, Commissioner Thomas, see you.
Thank you, ma'am. I move that the commission grant the request of Venture Transports LLC to cancel its Class C charter certificate number 9228.
Thank you. Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Any questions or discussion? We will take a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 on the motor carrier agenda for us today is a request of Palmetto Car Service LLC, which is requesting a 30-day extension of time from October 26, 2021 to comply with commission rules and regulations. Staff has calculated that this would amount to an extension to November 26, 2021 to comply with commission rules and regulations.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Commissioners, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
thank you. I move that the request of Palmetto Car Service LLC for an extension of time until November 26, 2021 to comply with commission rules and regulations be granted. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is in docket number 2021-228T. We have the request of Nathan Barr Jr., DBA BC Enterprises, for an extension of time until December 20th, 2021 to comply with commission rules and regulations.
Commissioners, is there a motion? Commissioner Williams, I
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I move the request of Nathan Barr Jr., doing business as BC Enterprises, for an extension of time until December 20th, 2021 to comply with commission rules and regulations be granted.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Any questions or discussion on this item? We will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 on the motor carriers agenda is under docket number 2021-269T. This is the request of Gentle Giant Moving and Storage for an amendment to its tariff.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Williams,
thank you. On October 15th, Gentle Giant Moving Company, NC, LLC, doing business as Gentle Giant Moving and Storage, provided the information that the commission requested. I move that the commission grant the application of Gentle Giant Moving Company, NC, LLC, doing business as Gentle Giant Moving and Storage to amend its tariff. I further move that the company file its amended tariff with the commission and serve a copy on the Office of Regulatory Staff within 10 days.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Powers,
I vote aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Vice Chair and Commissioners, that does complete the motor carriers agenda for today and indeed completes all agendas before the commission for today's business meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. We do have an oral argument scheduled this afternoon, and this meeting is now concluded, and we will adjourn the business meeting until next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Thank you.